What innocent search turned out to be porn? When I was a dumb kid in the mid-90s, the computer clock was wrong on the classroom computer. The World Wide Web, as everyone seemed to call it at the time, was very new to me, but I knew you could find this stuff out. But what website would it be on? My dumb little British brain decided BigBen.com or co.uk was a good idea. My first introduction to gay porn at around 8 years old. School research project in grade 5. Google images construction road construction workers manholes * safe search. On manholes. I work IT in schools. Once had a report that the web filter had let something nasty through. To be honest, it was a shitty web filter that was out of our control, so not much I could do in that instance. Young child had searched for Little Red Riding Hood. Needless to say, what resulted included a non-traditional version. What a big you have on a network with a real web filter. I had a very naive religious studies teacher who berated me for the system constantly blocking her searches. Finally got to the bottom of what exactly she was searching for. After much probing, because she was hesitant to tell me, turns out she was looking for a new job and considering working abroad in the third world and didn't want her employers to know. Yes, she was searching for missionary positions, and saw nothing wrong in that. I wish I was making it up, given that these are supposed to be highly educated people. Oh shit. My time to shine. I'm a marine science educator and often put together flyers, posters, PowerPoints, etc. for work. When it's for kids, I like to add little cartoon fish or whatever it is the lesson is focusing on. Without fail, no matter what type of marine animal I'm searching for, I get furry stuff, and quite a lot of it is borderline porn. How the hell you gonna make furry shrimp porn? Why's that exist? ... I've gotten so I only do image searches using the scientific names of organisms. As a mechanical engineer working in an offshore company, I needed to show an example of a spreader bar. Don't Google this at work. I was looking for an edging tool at Home Depot a few years back to fix the edges of my lawn around the front sidewalk. Apparently it's a masturbation technique that comes up when safe search is turned off. That's certainly a strange way to fix your lawn, but I suppose I shouldn't knock it till I try it. Quote. One time in high school, my teacher was using her laptop via projector, and we had gotten her off topic talking about her pregnancy. Yada yada. She Googled black booties as in baby shoes in front of a classroom full of freshmen. I just wanted an 18-year-old Scotch. I knew what the term cuck meant, and I knew it derived from some type of bird, so I went to show my friend on Google Images the cuckold bird so he'd believe me. Just ended up showing him cuck porn. The bird is a cuckoo, I think. A few years ago, I was trying to explain Reddit to my wife and was telling her all about the different subreddits out there. At the time she was interested in crafting and sewing, so I showed her a few different subs. Then she started asking me about a few different interests for me to show her the results. All of these were pretty innocent and wholesome stuff. She was getting impressed. Finally she asked me about period piece movies and TV shows like the ones she would constantly watch on BBC. So I tried a quick search for BBC and got BBC, but not the kind I was intending. Laughs were had. Now my wife has a Reddit account. I'm a counselor, and years ago my coworker came up to me after a session with a pre-teen boy and asked if I knew what a brony was. I did not, so we Googled it. Pro tip: if you want to know what something is, Google define X. That'll ensure that you get a definition first, instead of content associated with the thing you want defined. I've told this story before, but I went to high school in the late 90s just as schools were starting to get the internet. This was early internet too, where any innocuous search would bring up porn. That happened to me in history class. We had the computer lab. I'm doing regular history searches. Porn comes up on my screen. I was sent to the office. They did not believe it was an accident. Even though I'd never been in trouble before, I was suspended from school for the rest of the day. Then it started happening to other students and teachers, and finally they realized it was a problem. They did eventually get filters on the computers, but I was never apologized to. I just happened to be the unlucky sap that it happened to first. Googling my real name just out of curiosity and discovering I share it with a porn actress. Also typing random sentences. It's your parents' fault for calling you Tits McGee, I guess. CBT Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. CBT cock and ball torture. It's even worse when your therapist mixes them up. When I was about 10 and playing Morrowind for the first time, I wanted to find some high-level armor at a low level, so googled ebony. I saw a lot of things. Dick's Sporting Goods. I used to work for a retail store called Black's, named after the founder of the company, a Mr. Black. We sold cameras and photo frames and developed film. Our website was blacksphoto.com, not blacks.com. Many calls on that one. My Chinese teaching assistant wanted to get pictures for the next PowerPoint about kids' clothing. She went to Google and searched teen models. Yeah, I taught her about safe search after that one. Their clothing must not be very good quality if it keeps falling off like that. My black friend put on a blonde granny wig for a play, and to compare his pic I searches black blonde granny. Male chicks. This was probably 15 years ago in class. I was looking for roosters and instead got pictures of guys in their underwear. As a software engine, I often Google latex terms. Sometimes I tend to forget that I need to specify that I'm looking for the text processing. My retired dad thought he would do some substitute teaching. Classroom management was a problem as he had no idea how to deal with unruly students. So, on the school computer, hit Google up for some ideas on teen discipline. I shit you not. Searching hardcore as in the construction material at work experience. We'll be more specific next time. I was in a bowling pro shop, shopping new bowling balls. Saw one called Hammer XXX. Googled it real quick without thinking anything of it. Porn. All porn. Back in the wild west of the net, anybody who used .com instead of .gov when trying to get to the White House's website would find a hardcore porn site. I got 3 for you. 1. I typed in scat looking for the jazz singing, not knowing what the term also means. 2. 3. Not me. But my dad used to order golf balls online from Dick's at work before they opened one in OKC. He typed in dicksports.com and was greeted by a gay porn site. I remember it like it was yesterday. At the very emotionally prepared age of 7, my brother and dad both played WoW and had level 60 characters, which I never really had the patience to level myself. Anyways, I wanted a cool character myself. So I decided to search for WoW on eBay, hoping to find accounts and dissociate in fantasies about where I was a fully geared badass. The things that popped up were porn DVDs, and a lot of them at that. Wow. That's what I call sex. I was not ready. The emotion I felt wasn't curiosity or disgust, but a subtle mix between both. I felt as though a primal instinct was creeping up on me. Shit was weird. I would revisit the cover of these DVDs pretty regularly. Now, this is where it gets weird and comically tragic. I had never seen a penis before, and neither a fully erect one at that. So the natural question is, why doesn't mine look like that? I don't know if most people remember this, but when you're a kid, the glands of your penis is stuck to your foreskin, and you can't pull it back because it's attached very hard. So when I noticed this, I thought I was a freak. One day I realized I could see the tip of the purple iceberg, and oh boy, there was so much skin attached to it that I panicked. From that day on, during bath time I would pull my skin so hard till it ripped off, and only stopped when my tears were pouring down or if I was bleeding heavily. It was some 127 hours vibe shit. Sometimes I still have nightmares about it. Every bath time for months. My instincts told me that I needed to do this. It doesn't stop there. One day I came to the end. There was only one part left between me and being normal. And it was going to be the hardest one. Guess what part? Yup. The frenulum. Banjo string. Whatever you want to call it. You'd think evolution would have found a way for you to know what is normal and what is not, but I didn't have a clue. I saw my banjo string and thought, what the f***? Well, I came this far. But it didn't come off. No matter how much I tried. I tugged my prepubescent microdong every chance I could get and was soon about to give up. The pain was unreal. However, I had already committed. I had to be normal. My mom would put sharp objects in the highest drawers. One day before bath time I climbed up on the desk and brought a pair of scissors to my room. I told my frenulum, that's it. Finally. I win. F*** you. That day, there was a lot of blood. I panicked, but I didn't want to ask my parents for help. I wrapped my battle-scarred wiener in a shit-ton of toilet paper, went to sleep and spent the night in a fetal position. I thought I was going to die, and I would rather face that than telling my parents that I've been mutilating the defective dick that they gave me. After surviving this, I gave up. I've been calling my Johnson James Franco ever since first saw the movie. I don't boast about it, and I've never told any of this to anyone. It's almost like a personal little inside joke between me and James. This whole experience had been entirely repressed from my memories. I saw this post and it all came back. Vivid, bloody memories.